Hi, this is Mr. Simmerman. Welcome to Chemistry. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to your new digital interactive notebook, to help you set it up, and to show you how to use it. Let's get going. First of all, why use a digital notebook? Well, basically, you can keep everything in one virtual place. You will never lose stuff. You will have quick access to any study materials, vocab videos, notes, drawings that you want. You won't have to go to many different places to look for them. They will all be linked from here or in the notebook itself. Finally, it's free, easy, and environmental friendly. And of course, along the way, you will really learn some nice tech skills, and I call them Med 21st century skills. All right, so the notebook, one of the main features of it is the table of contents, because as you have more and more slides in your notebook, it's going to be really crucial to keep it organized, and the best way to do it is to keep a table of contents and then link all the lessons in it. So you can just go to this slide, which is slide 3, the table of contents, and then just click on the slide numbers. So there will be a video here later showing you how to do that. So hang tight. Let's keep going. Actually, let's move on to a typical lesson. So each lesson, like this one, lesson 1, starts with a lesson title slide, and you will see, you will know it's the beginning because it has a whiteboard like that there with the description, brief description of the lesson, the purpose of it, and then whether the assignments, any assignments in the lesson need to be turned in or not, and how. And if you look, the stuff in red is basically the things you need to know, you need to learn, because you will be later tested on. So pay special attention to that. All right. Here's the first activity. So some activities will actually take you outside of your notebook, but then you will always be prompted to copy paste them back into your notebook. So this page is free now, but when you're done with the activity, you will actually copy paste your product, your results, into here. And that's what you should do with all the activities, all the learning activities, because again, that will help you keep them all in one place. So let's move on. So here's another activity. You just do that and see how it says replace with type 1, type 2, type 3 here. So actually we'll have to figure out what the types of matter are and put them in, just like the definitions for chemistry and matter. So whenever it says finish with your own words or replace with your own 2 cents or something like that, that's when you actually highlight, you would highlight the words, right? And replace them with your own, right? So that's how you would do that. Anyway, keeping this going, pay attention to what's on the side of the slide and actually what's on the bottom, because the bottom a lot of times will have a tech tip or a study tip that will be incredibly helpful for you to be successful in doing the activities, but also learning. And oftentimes the directions go on the sides or on the bottom, so make sure you have it that way. To make sure that you can always see them, here's what you need to do. You go to the view menu, right? And make sure that where it says show speaker notes over here, that's checked. If it's unchecked, that disappears. So make sure you go back and hit that. And then go back to view again and make sure your zoom's in the fit mode, which it is right now. Because again, if it's too big, you won't see your side notes, which will be oftentimes very crucial. So again, go back and hit fit and you can see everything. Actually, pause right now and go and do it. Go in the view menu and do those 2 things right now. All right, so I'm assuming you already did that. And you can see the text on the bottom here and text on the side, which is great. Next thing would be, so you have a series of activities that you will do, and then each lesson ends with an exit ticket. And an exit ticket is just basically a brief review. So when you kind of type in, replace with your 2 cents and you actually type in, whoops, Let's undo that. Anyway, undo button's very useful over here if you mess up like I just did. So most interesting thing about today was make sure you spend some time thinking about the lesson, because if you do that right after you finish the activities, you are more likely to remember. And if you have any questions, you can put them over here. So later you can ask, and I would encourage you to actually ask your questions. If you're in class as the teacher, you can always email them or post them to the class discussion board in Schoology that I will have set up. And then finally, each day, go back and link the lesson in the table of contents. And again, I will have a video on that because that will help you keep organized. And if you forgot a topic or a concept, you can always go back to the table of contents and find it in your lessons and just click on that lesson and go through, an activity or two within that lesson to actually review. So that's going to be incredibly useful to do, but I'll show you how to do it later. I set up each lesson for repetition. So basically, even if you're feeling like, oh, I know this already, please do all of the activities, because what's going to happen is you will just remember things better. And the more you process things while in class, the better you're going to do, even if you think you get it already. Because your memory will play tricks on you when it's like you understand something, and then a few days later you will just forget, and you'll be like, oh, I remember something about it, but I don't quite remember what I need to remember. So the more repetition you do in the class, right, the better you're going to do. So I really strongly encourage you to, even when after you do that, spend 15, 20 minutes each day just on briefly reviewing the lesson, because if you do that every day, you won't have to really do a whole lot of studying before the test, because each unit will have a test. What you're going to need to do is do quick review, each day, and then, at the end of the 2 weeks or however long the lesson, not the lesson, but the unit takes, you will find yourself remembering a lot and understanding a lot more. And it's only, a 15-minute, 20-minute investment per day. So think about that. I won't give you any other homework besides that. Now that you know, really anything there is to know about the notebook to really get you going strong on it, it's time to make it your own. It's time to customize it. So go to the next slide and follow the directions on it. And again, welcome to chemistry. Zimmerman out.